Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Dr. Cush. Having a weird day. Having a weird day. I figured better to say something than just be weird here. Had an MRI today. Went into the little machine. Very tiny machine. And I'm claustrophobic. I have a fear of alligators. Don't like them. Don't like tight spaces, and I had a 30-minute panic attack. So we are currently in recovery mode. So maybe not the best time to jump in front of the internet. Thank goodness it is the big 30 and not the big 30,000. But we're gonna see. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna really. I feel like I got crazy eyes at this point. So. We're gonna be making a classic, certainly an old-timey cocktail created by who knows, no idea. We do know, first written about by a guy named Charles H. Baker in a book called The Gentleman's Companion. It is, Charles H. Baker, world traveler, etc., etc. And he talked to Mr. Bacardi, who got him this cocktail going called the Daisy de Santiago. Let's say hi to the people, and then we'll really get into it. My goodness, you guys are a chatty bunch today. Okay, here we go. Shawnee P has joined. Shawnee P is also muddle that like button. I do just want to break something up real quick. Shawnee P made a drink the other day. If you're not following Sean on his Instagram, I highly recommend it. Drama all over the place over there. Created a cocktail called the Cush's Requiem. Cush's Requiem. He said nothing says goodbye like this cocktail, and I thought, oh my goodness, one of us is leaving. I don't know what's happening. So, Sean, really good to see you here. I assume though that since you're here, that does mean that I'm leaving. So I don't know where I'm going, but eventually, this town's not big enough for the both of us, I guess. Thank you for the cocktail though. I love to have my name in cocktails. One of my favorite things. Follow Shawnee P. It's Sean.P86. I think I remembered it. Sean.P86. Or Instagram, making great cocktails over there. If you like cocktails and pictures of cocktails, recipes of cocktails, and little descriptions of cocktails, it's perfect for it. Amy Beer is here. Good to see you, Amy. I feel like it's been a long time, but maybe it hasn't been a long time. I feel like Amy is somewhat ubiquitous in my life. So, whether you're here or not, it feels. I don't know. What am I? Listen, I had a panic attack today, so I'm recovering. Don't expect this to be. Brilliant stuff. Bon muddled. Thank you for muddling that like button. I don't know why we've decided to do that, but I do like it. Muddle that like button. Just give it a nice little twist. Yeah, it's gonna be hot everywhere, so get ready for that. Shorts. I got a suggestion for you. Shorts. Leave me alone. Okay, here we go. Moose is here. Good to see you, Moose. Low Carb Cocktail Guy is listening to me while at work. I guess those long pauses then are somewhat confusing as I stare off into the middle distance. There's a thing in French. It's called le perle de void. Le perle de void. It's not the fear of heights. It's the fear of jumping. And sometimes when I'm staring off in the middle distance, I have that fear of jumping. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid that I am going to jump. So if you ever see me just sort of staring, that's me thinking, gosh, I wonder if I could jump off that. Long pause, because then that throws Low Carb Cocktail Guy off. Let's see who else we got here. Captain Jack and Coke. Got to meet the wife of Captain Jack and Coke, Tiki Court. I like that you guys are bringing your wives. I'm a wife guy, so I'd love to see other wife guys in the world. Roger H, hot here too. Oh my gosh, I feel like something's happening. DC David Clark, winner of the 2023 Kush Derby, is here. Who else we got here? Oh, Avery's here. Just saw Avery yesterday. Oh, Keith's here too. Both of them allowed behind the bar. Paulie Bellinardo hanging in there. Thank you. I'm hanging in there. Thank you, Paul Bell Amaro. I'm hanging in there. We're going to make a cocktail. Hopefully that will be good. Motu, the Gin of Tiki. Hello, Motu, the Gin of Tiki. Salutations. They're over on Instagram. If you're watching it over on Instagram, you can chat with me. I think if you're watching on Facebook, you can chat with me too. But definitely on Instagram. Good to see you, Motu, the Gin of Tiki. And Forlorn Hope. Proud to have you here, buddy. Okay, let's get into this cocktail. This cocktail comes from the early 1900s-ish. Created most likely by a man named Bacardi. By a man named Facundo. That can't be right, right? His name couldn't have been Facundo. I think his name was Facundo. All right. Well, his name was Facundo Bacardi. It's written on every bottle. Like every time I don't know, drank all the Bacardi. Why is the rum always gone? Facundo Bacardi founded Bacardi Rum in a place called Santiago de Cuba. Right? Okay. So if you are a creator of a rum, there's a really good chance that you have some opinions on how that rum should be served. Why not? Right? Huh? Why not? You should know what you're doing. So turns out, he's probably an okay bartender. Charles H. Baker. Charles H. Barker's some other. We're not going to talk about Charles H. Barker anymore, okay? We're done. Moratorium on Charles H. Barker. Charles H. Baker is who we want to talk about. Wrote a little book called The Gentleman's Companion, a sort of like the Bon Vivant guide that's the other bartender did. A guy named I should really know that one. The professor. What's he called? Professor Jerry Thomas. Not really a bartender guide, more just like a guide on how to be, how to do, but also throw some drink recipes in there. A really nice book. You ever get your hands on that, you're gonna think that these are somewhat basic cocktails, and they are. They're basic cocktails in there. But he does have some interesting stories throughout that book, and one of them was meeting Facundo. Still can't believe it's Facundo. His name might have been Don Facundo. Okay, Don Facundo Bacardi met up with Charles H. Baker, probably at some point met up with Hemingway. This is down in Florida, down through Cuba, down through all those places, and said, hey, listen to this. I got this new thing for you. It's a fancy cocktail. And Charles H. Baker said, a Daisy cocktail? That's how that happened. We're going to be fancying this up. Normally when we fancy up a cocktail, what do we put in there? Orange liqueur. Not today. We're just going to be fancying it up with a different liqueur. Technically, we should be putting in yellow chartreuse. But what, am I made of money? What do I got? What do I have? Any money? No, I don't have any money. So instead, we're going to do probably my favorite substitution, and that is, that is the witch. Strega. Strega means witch. It's not an exact replication. It's not exactly a one-for-one trade-off for yellow chartreuse. Certainly not. But it's close enough that we can get through it. And it's only going to be 1/4 of an ounce plus a 1/4 of an ounce of... oh, gosh. Let me see if I can get it real quick.
It's a floater.
Of a floater. There we go. What's up, Utopia? I knew you were here, so I figured I'd throw a floater in there.
It's a floater.
Don't repeat that. Don't just clip that and put that out in with no context. Let's get into it. How long have I been going? Oh my God, 17 minutes. All right, let's. Longest cocktail show, I think, of all time. Let's get into it. We're going to start with a very empty little thing, and then we are going to start by throwing in our ingredients. Now, cheapest ingredients first. That is the way that we like to roll here. We're going to start off with a little bit of Pseudo Lemon. Pseudo juice lemon. No juice in here at all. It's all peels and citric acid, a little bit of malic acid, some salt, a little bit of sugar, and water. We need a full ounce of that. I don't know what I said before, but I think I just watched myself put in 3/4 of an ounce. And that is incorrect. My mouth is not listening to what my brain is wanting it to do. It's saying different things. It's all higgledy-piggledy, as they say. We're going to grab our good old friend. We're basically just, Don Facundo Bacardi, he knew what his rum was. He knew what it was doing. He knew that it would be great in daiquiris. So why, oh why, would he even try and get off the daiquiri path? Just sort of make a drink and adjust little bits. You have a whole new cocktail, but it's also still very daiquiri-ish. So we're going to go ahead and daiquiri this up. We're going to take our simple syrup. Oh, hey, it's me. Hit the wrong button. Oh! Anyway, take your simple syrup. Normally, 3/4 of an ounce would do well in here. We're not going to do that today. Don't do that. Half an ounce. Half an ounce of simple syrup. Glug, 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 glug. Facundo, Bacardi, Masso. I think there's 2 S's in there. I'm pretending like I don't know a lot about this guy. I know enough about Don Facundo. I just think it's funny that a dude named his name Facundo. Okay. We then, I think, if you are using yellow chartreuse, I would say that's the last thing you put in. That's going to be the expensive stuff. Those monks have not gotten back to work, and it really starting to make me mad. Starting to make me angry. You know, getting real mad at these monks that refuse to make my booze. So we're going to take our Strega, since this is not a super expensive ingredient. We only need 1/4 of an ounce, but if you have pulled this out of a locked drawer or a locked closet or something, don't put it back yet and put the lock on. You're going to need it again. We're going to put in 1/4 of an ounce of the witch. It should be somewhat herbally. If you don't have the Strega, if you don't have yellow chartreuse, but you do, for some reason, love a good Harvey Wallbanger and have Galliano, Galliano would also work in here. If you just have a Genepi, Dolan makes a very nice Genepi. Throw a little Genepi in there. You're looking for like an alpine herbal spiced liqueur, right? Something that's sort of reminiscent of like a Christmas tree. That's kind of what you're looking for. Maybe a little anise can be in there. You know, find something that is very herbally, licorices and pines, and that's the idea. Let's put in some rum. I know we're talking about Facundo. Facundo Matata. Facundo Bacardi. How come that hasn't been the song yet? Means of every day, drinking rum all the time. Now I see why it hasn't been a song. We're going to go ahead and put in some rum. We're not going to be putting in any Facundo stuff. Facundo can hit the bricks. We are instead going to be putting in some Plantaray 3-star because we put in 1 ounce of the other stuff. We put in 1/2 ounce and 1/4 ounce. The majority of this is going to be a rum. I'm having a day. I wanted to use a rum that I like more. We're going to go ahead and put in 2 full ounces, please, of a white rum. If you want to get kooky with it, an agricole would work well in this. If you want to get weird with it, 151 might work in here. But we're not doing any of that. Okay, so smell this. Woo! Paul made a Probitas daiquiri last night. Really effing great. Yeah, those guys are great. I have talked to those. I talked to them a couple times about you know, what's it look like for us to work together, and they literally to my face, without any shame, said, yeah, you know, we'd love to work with you. You seem great. You're gonna need about 500,000 more subscribers, so tell your friends. They work with a guy called How to Drink. You guys know that guy? He wears the thing, and then on his little intro he says, I've never worked at a bar. You know that guy? Super good bartender for not ever working at a bar. They work with him. They want me to have that many subscribers. He might have 1 million. So I'm partway there. 2,353. Throw your ice in there. In the meanwhile, we're going to remember something. We're going to take our little guy here, put it in the freezer for as long as it takes me to shake. Here we go. Do you think I can shake with holding my head? I feel like I always move my head when I shake. I wonder if I can keep it completely still. Let's go. that was disturbing. Okay, we got this. Let's grab our glass out of the freezer. Completely forgot. Forgot to freeze a glass. We're going to have a warm glass. Hopefully we have some oven mitts somewhere. We don't want to burn ourselves on our hot, hot glass. Throw in this cocktail right there. Check out that wash line. A little low, but that's okay because we need to decorate. Now, I don't know. You eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed something. Turns out, I kept this mint alive. This mint has not completely passed away. I think since this mint was just growing in my little grass, maybe it's very hearty mint. But this cocktail, the garnish that they want, a little bit of mint. Float that right in there. Let's bring in mint float cam. Whoa! It's taking a bath. And now, she got a director. And now we want to go back into the locked closet that we threw our Strega into, and we just want a little bit of. Oh, I don't think I've said hi to Bonbon. Did I say hi to Bonbon? Hello, Bonbon, winner of the 2025 Kush Derby. Did you mow over the mint patch? No, I pulled. This is a great story. A story of heroism. It truly follows the hero's journey. I was in my village. I had a call to adventure. I had to go mow the lawn. Whilst mowing the lawn, I smelt just a touch of mint, and I thought, "Ooh, what the heck is that all about?" Turns out I had mowed over just a little bit, just a tiny bit, but there's a whole patch of it. And then I said, I have to now get down on my knees, which is in the hero's journey. When you lose something, I had to get down on my knees and pick all this mint by itself. But I then had the inspiration that I think I should learn how to make really good mint simple syrup. I did do that. I returned to my village having lost something, getting on my knees and pulling stuff, but having also gained something and changed myself, and in doing so had changed my relationship to my village. That's the hero's journey. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and put in just a little bit of Strega. We're just going to float her on top.
It's a floater.
There we go. I don't know how we get away with not pushing that button every time. Just a little float. There we go. Teeny tiny float. Teeny tiny float. Now let's, if you guys want to see it from above. This is what I'm seeing. Teeny tiny float. Just as you put it in there, separates a little bit. You basically, if you can figure it out, you want about 1/4 of an ounce floated on top of there. So in the end, the specs on this drink are 2-1-1. 2 ounces of rum, 1 ounce of lemon juice. It's 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, and then 1/2 ounce of Strega, which is in service to that simple syrup. It's the thing that sort of supports the simple syrup, keeps it all together. So now we have an equally balanced sour drink, sweet drink, and then boom, we got all that booze, all that rum. The Daisy de Santiago certainly follows the Daisy structure, sweetened by liqueur. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, I see Carico Shakers partnering with Dr. Cush and selling a Dr. Cush bobblehead. I would like one of those, for sure. I can't tell if I want just the body to move, though. I want, maybe that is going to be my new thing, where I don't move my head and I just shake and I stare forward. So maybe we get a bobblehead, but it's just the middle that shakes, like a bowl full of jelly. This is really delicious. Obviously, this is not the real recipe. I don't know if they had Strega down there, but during this time in Cuba and Florida, all those ships sort of coming through, were bringing new ingredients from France and from Italy. That's why we see down there at this time, the 1910s, 20s, right around there, we start to see a lot of things, including Italian vermouths. We start seeing things like French liqueurs. We start to see things like Benedictine showing up there. This is a very simple drink. I think any one of you, given a bar and a little bit of time, would have created this. But unfortunately, you were all born far, far too late. So this is Charles M. Baker wrote about it, but we think Facundo created it. That really can't be how you pronounce it. I'm sure it's Fasundo or Fasundo. Don Fasundo Bacardi Masso. That was a vampire. Anyway. All right, guys. I do think that I'm going to go lay down. Thank you for it. That shake is worth like at least 50K subs. Yeah, so, I don't know 50,000 people. Turns out I think I might know 20 people. And obviously. What I know of you guys, that makes it 50 people. That's what I got for you. I think I'm gonna go lay down. I don't sleep with blankets on me at night, even when it's cold. Even when it's cold, I kick those blankets off because I have such severe claustrophobia, and I made the mistake today of getting an MRI, and I am now trying my very best to get my little head back in the game. Oh, what's up, BGB the Bun? BGB the Bun. Good to see you. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go have a private panic attack. Private, kind of just sort of celebrate my own private apocalypse somewhere. Drink this drink and do that. We are not gonna be back here tomorrow. The reason we're doing a show today is because we won't be here tomorrow, but we will be back here on Thursday. If any of you, oh, you're welcome, Sean Parker. Anytime, honestly, Sean, for you, anything. I forget what I was going to say. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back here on Thursday to do Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Again, this is, we don't do any other shows. We just do this one. So join me there. And that is that.
Give me your biggest, strongest, cheapest drink.
In the meanwhile, thank you guys so much for showing up. Remember, these classes will always remain free, but if you can't, oh, dang it. Do I have to do the whole show over? Oh, there's no water in there anyway. Thank you guys so much for for showing up to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Remember, these classes will always remain free, but if you can't help out, we got a couple ways to do it. We got a Patreon, we got a Venmo, and we have a PayPal. Oh, yay! That's the way to do it. That's the way to help financially. But more importantly, so that we can get more subscribers, just people that like show up and say hi. People like, our good friend, Sean Parker, who literally, you're welcome, Sean. I appreciate you fitting me in. So, all good. I do, tell your friends about this. Post a little bit about it. Do a little write-up. Say hello to people. And if you can't do that, we're here 3 nights a week. Most likely those nights are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But sometimes they're Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So we'll pick the days. You just follow along. And make sure when you subscribe, push the little bell button. Muddle that bell button. And that'll tell you the moment that I go live. I think that's how that works. Until now, Bootopia. Thank you. What a nice person. Thank you, Bootopia. Honestly, now I'm not claustrophobic anymore. So I think always what it was, I just needed a donation. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, what do we always say?
What did you...
Emma's not going to drink this piss!
I didn't even know I had that in there. We never say that.
How about that drink?
How about that drink instead? And then one day we're going to find out.
Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
But most likely we're going to say...
Bye!
Bye! Oh, dang, I pushed the wrong button.
Are you trying to drive me crazy?
Yes.
Bye!
Bye.